All right, House of Payne fans, it looks like we're going to be looking at the final episode of Season 12, which is Season 12, Episode 22, airing September 6th, entitled True Measures. Calvin's openness with his passwords lands him in trouble with Laura. The dynamics of Professor Lewis's relationship with Jazmine change as he makes a confession. Calvin Jr., on the other hand, is making Calvin's life difficult. Honestly, just based on this synopsis alone, this seems to be one banger of a season finale, and I'm here for it. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video, or probably a few videos in the past, a couple weeks here, but I hope that this particular finale will not have a, oh my God, did somebody die? We don't need that. The past 3 seasons of House of Payne, season 9, it was, no, did CJ die? Season 10, Janine, the plane, did she die? Season 11, Curtis, did he die when the truck exploded? We do not need a fake out death. This, like I said, the synopsis alone is jam-packed. Now we need to take it piece by piece. Number 1. So it looks like Calvin apparently gives, his passwords maybe to his phone, email, that kind of stuff to Laura, social media. And as a result, she finds some things that he may not have wanted her to see. Now, originally, I'm like, ooh, it's going to be those drunk text messages and whatnot that he sent to Miranda, I believe. Was it last season or earlier this season? I forget. But basically, when he had drunk sex with Miranda. But somebody reminded me, no, Jeremy, remember that Miranda took his phone and deleted the text messages. That way Laura wouldn't see. So that's a possibility. Or excuse me, that's not the case. Maybe, we don't know. I will say this much. Laura's the kind of person who gets upset at things that honestly she shouldn't be upset at. That's not to say there haven't been times in the show where she's been understandably and rightfully upset about something Calvin said or did. But there are times where she literally just starts drama just to start it. But could this be Calvin talking with another woman? Remember a season or 2 ago when I think it was Lisa that was helping Miranda with her online dating profile. She pinged and Calvin pinged at the same time, which is like, Calvin, why the hell do you have a dating site profile when you have a whole fiance? Like, what's going on with that? And he even mentions how he has a account to the House of Payne version of OnlyFans. They didn't use the name OnlyFans, but they used a made-up name, because of licensing and whatnot in these television shows. So, I don't know. Maybe, folks, I don't know. Could they be just old messages he's holding on to? I don't know. But whatever happens lands him in some sort of trouble. And it just makes you wonder, with all the issues going on, maybe this will be the final episode where Laura's like, you know what, I'm done. All right, let's jump to the end of the synopsis. Calvin Jr. is making Calvin's life difficult. I wonder if this is one of those situations because, with Calvin and Laura's wedding getting closer and closer, maybe Calvin Jr. is just thinking that yet again his dad is forgetting about him, even though that was one of the plot points of the previous episode he was in, where he got suspended from school, and the only time he really had to spend with his dad was when he was in trouble or something like that. So I don't know, maybe Tracy is filling his head up with stuff and, he's taking it out on his dad. But I don't know exactly what Calvin Jr. could be up to that would make Calvin's life difficult in terms of something we haven't already seen. And then for the middle part, if Professor Lewis is the same professor that Jazmine invited over to dinner earlier in the season, which I did look it up real quick. And yeah, Professor Lewis is the same guy that was, I wouldn't say encouraging, but, he supported Jazmine's decision to leave school, which again, I feel like that was a very, very, very relevant and big plot point that unfortunately got pushed to the wayside because now it's like she's still in college, or, oh, I want to quit college to be a social influencer. It's just weird how they just have a great storyline there, but they really just did a one and done. But at least he's coming back to the show. But regardless, the dynamics between he and Jazmine change as he makes a confession, which I predicted this way back when. He's obviously got feelings for his student. And that could definitely rock the boat on a few things there, you know, in regards to a professor having relations with a student and how that will impact, you know, the way Jazmine looks at him. And I ain't gonna lie, I mean, Jazmine is kind of a rebel, so I would not be surprised if she feels the same way about him. I mean, even Ella a lot of the characters called her out in that episode earlier in the season that, you know, I mean, it seems to me like it's more than he's just influencing your mind, you know, that kind of thing. Obviously, oh, Jazzy has a crush on her teacher, that kind of thing. But in reality, it's like, oh no, he's feeling her too. So I wonder what's going to come from that. Like, how will CJ react? Will it be like, oh, you coming out of his class right now? But then that leads to the question of, well, you know, if she's technically not a student of his, then they can date, that kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't know. So all I got to say is the season finale seems very, very, very jam-packed with drama, suspense, and I can't wait to see how things play out. Will Laura finally call it quits with Calvin? Will Jazmine start dating her professor? And, you know, the whole situation with Calvin Jr. brings in a whole nother realm of drama. So, with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.